Hi, my name is Madeline Coffman, and this is my presentation for Econ 101. And my question is, what economic changes and policies put in place caused the unprecedented mass filing for unemployment as seen during the COVID pandemic? By May of 2020, the U.S. had seen a loss of 20.6 million jobs, and this is about 4.6 times higher than the Great Recession when 8.7 million Americans had lost their jobs. As of June 2020, 44.2 million had claimed unemployment benefits, and 20.9 million were currently receiving those benefits in June, showing that a lot of the COVID unemployment was short-term, but some was also long-term, and some occurred months after the start of coronavirus. Why is this important? Unemployment and job loss negatively impacts the economy. It causes a contraction of the economy, lowers the money flow throughout the economy, and caused a lot of businesses to have to shut down. So this is also impacting people who are living paycheck to paycheck and rely on their wages to supply themselves with the necessities such as food, water, and shelter, and they are going to file for unemployment. And so why is this an economical question? Well, the unemployment insurance that people are filing for and receiving is government spending, as well as the unemployment rate is affecting the economy as a whole. It is decreasing the worker productivity, decreasing GDP, and just lowering the spending that consumers are doing. So my answer to my question is the unprecedented filing for unemployment was largely due to new pandemic-specific unemployment assistance and the high unemployment rate. So I have three main acts that were put in place. First is FFCRA, or Families First Coronavirus Response Act, and this requires that certain employers provide employees with sick leave or expanded medical leave for specific reasons related to COVID. Also put in place was the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, and it provided economic assistance to American workers, families, and small businesses to preserve jobs. Over $2 trillion government dollars were spent for this package, and PUA, or Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, was placed under the CARE Act and provided benefits for individuals who do not qualify for regular unemployment compensation and are unable to continue working as a result of COVID, such as self-employed workers, independent contractors, or gig workers. And the other factor in my answer to the question is high unemployment. High unemployment caused a decrease in demand for leisure goods and services because people were less likely to spend money when they weren't working a job. And the jobs eliminated led to a loss of production workers, which led to the reduce in GDP. And the reduce in GDP was 32.9% rate was dropped in the second quarter of GDP. So the charts I included were the highest unemployment rate in generations, and it's showing that the unemployment rate was 14.7 in April of 2020. My second chart shows that around the same time, the high unemployment insurance weekly claims soared above any other recorded claim. So the limitations of my answer is that the exact number of jobs lost is impossible to know because some people either did not file for unemployment or did not record that they had lost their jobs. And it's unable to account for people who had lost jobs and were paid severance packages by employers because they also were not filing for unemployment. Also, people's access to file for employment, such as technology, knowledge of policies in place, etc. So GDP is a limiting macroeconomic indicator and shows a decrease in the economy's productivity, but not why. So we do not know if these decreases are directly related to COVID. And so my assumptions for answering this question were that the unemployment rate was not supplemented by market interactions outside of COVID-19, and that job loss was directly and only related to COVID-19. So my confidence is not high because other factors impacting the unemployment rate, such as politics, the trend of the economy before COVID, and seasonal unemployment effects, could also have been in place. Here are my sources. Thank you.